Hey, what's up family, it's Sugar from Sound Candy Studio, and today I want to talk about the OverLoud Comp76 FET compressor limiter. This compressor limiter is really nice and I like it a lot. I know I say that a lot, but I really do like it a lot. So without further ado, let's go over and find out what I like about this plugin. Welcome back. Right, today we are talking compressors once again. This particular compressor is by OverLoud. It's the GEM Comp76. It's a very famous, well, it's modeled on a very famous FET compressor. For those who don't know, the FET compressors, well, FET itself stands for field effect transistors. Now, field effect transistors simply replace the valves and the tubes. They replaced the valves in the tube because obviously transistors were cheaper. They were able to allow the engineer to retain that transience, and they gave a huge punch, an absolute whopping punch to your track. In addition to that, the attack and release times were off the scale compared to tubes. So that's why they moved from the valve and the tubes straight to the transistor. Now, for this particular video, what I want to do is talk about this plug-in compressor. As I said, it's by OverLoud. So what we're going to do, we are going to start from the beginning as we always do, and we're going to look at the graphical user interface. Now, one thing I will say about this particular plugin is that, you know, you get that ring that when you highlight something called make a change, you have this orange or yellow or whatever color ring it is. This particular plugin does not have that, and I love the fact that it doesn't have it because I hate that. If I'm hovering over the parallel rotary knob, I don't need there to be a orange ring to say this is where you are. I know where I am. I just put my mouse there. So for this one, well done to the guys at OverLoud for not doing that, because that is horrible, and this is beautiful. Right, so what we're going to do is let's just talk about what's on this thing. So right at the top you have the parallel compressor knob. It's a rotary dial from dry to wet. It says dry to comp, but we're just going to go from dry to wet. Below that you have your sidechain, mid sidechain selector. You have another rotary knob. It's the input one. It goes all the way to 0. Then you have your attack and release. Then you have your ratios from 4 to all. All means all in. Then you have your monitor section, your VU monitor section, which group in and out. Then you have an output button. Above these, you have your AB comparisons. You have a preset selection down here, and if I'm being very critical, the one thing I do not like about this, and I try to pick some holes in it just to be fair, is that if you select this, it does this horrible thing, and I don't like that. I think that's annoying. I know why it does it. So if we select it, if you take a look here, if you make any changes, this light appears. Now the whole idea for the light, it literally says you've made a change, would you like to save that change, which is quite nice. It's the recall button, so you can save whatever changes you make to your attack and release, and then you know that a change has been made and it's not on the default because this appears. Yeah, I like it. I just probably don't like the fact that if I have to change it, I have to keep seeing this horrible message. But apart from that, that seems to be one of the only things I've found that I didn't like. Right, let's just go down and let's press this button here, which is your mid and your side chain. So essentially you have what you had above, and it's obviously this section is for your mid and your side chain. Those who don't know what mid and side chain is, you should look that up. It's quite obvious. And those who don't know what parallel compression is, you know what I think I'll do? I think I will add a slight diagram. Parallel compression is slightly different, so I think I'm going to add a quick diagram. I'll add the diagram to this. Right, enough talking. What I'm going to do on this one, I'm going to take this down to dry. I'm going to switch that off, and we are going to start on the initial preset. So let's just do it there. I've created a small drum loop, so we're going to do it on that. So let's just take a listen. Yeah, one other thing, I keep saying this, and probably everybody knows this by now. If you are listening to this on a laptop or a tablet or your mobile phone, you might want to have your headphones in, or if not, buy some speakers, because some of the transients may be missed if you're listening to it on a smaller device. So I guess what we should do, let's scoot on through and hear what some of these presets sound like. Again, get your headphones on. So I like a very fast attack time and a moderate release time. It's a drum track, so we'll, you know, do what you want to do really. Let's put the input there. Let's check that. Yeah, let's go. Now, regarding the presets, I should really say this. I'm not really a preset guy. I try to encourage people to listen, just simply listen to the sound and in your head have a desired effect, and that way you get it. But where the presets are very useful is there a quick jump. You may find that you go through these presets and find something and you simply say, yep, that's it. Well, if that's it, great. But I tend to, if I do use a preset, it's just to get me to roughly the desired ballpark fit. So we're going to just try and get in within the ballpark that we want, then we can do the fine tuning. Okay, so now I've gone on to this stereo pusher, and it's brought up my, it's prematurely brought up my mid and side chain because I wanted to explain that. So right, so the mid and side chain, as you know, you have your stereo track at the top, and then you have mid and side. Now what this simply allows you to do is to make adjustments to your mid and side, and if you don't know what that means, take a listen to this. So if you're new to mid and side chain, you can clearly hear what's going on there. You can hear the main track up front, and then you can hear your mid and sides. And that is one of the things that I really, really like. Now, the parallel compression, which I said I'm going to do an explanation on anyway, I'll probably just do a quick diagram and it will be inserted somewhere like here. It gives you an understanding of what is exactly happening. Now, this particular plugin does all of these features very, very well. So really thumbs up to OverLoud for this one. I like this plugin, and it's a great plugin, and it sounds great. Now, one of the questions that has come up before when I've spoken about this plugin to people in the studio is what's the noise threshold like? It's beautiful. This thing is, as I said, I've tried to criticize it and I've tried to find a fault in it somewhere, but I simply can't. Price-wise, it's somewhere around 129 euros, I believe, somewhere like that, I believe. But it's difficult to fault something that kind of, in my opinion, is faultless. This plugin says what it does. It's an FET compressor. It sounds great. It has mid-side chain. It has parallel compression. And as I said, the parallel compression is on one rotary knob. You don't even have to do much. It's not a huge amount of routing that you have to do with your DAW. You just turn this thing up and that's it. And if you can't hear the parallel compression, let's do that now. Let's just have a listen. As I said, excuse me. Ultimately, this plugin does what it says on the tin. It's a very good plugin. It's competitively priced. As with most things, there actually is a demo for this. So if you want to put this on something, your bass, your guitar, your strings, your vocals, I'd definitely say go along to the OverLoud website. Download the product. I think it's something like a 14-day trial or a 10-day trial, I believe. And if you like it, buy it. It's just that good. Right, that's it from me. Going to play you out with a little bit of the drum track, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Please do comment, and if there's anything I've missed that I should add or things that I should do more of or less, please do say so. if you like this plugin, but you've actually got a suggestion for another plugin which you think is better than this. Now, I'm not talking about the high-end plugins that sort of cost £500, £600, £700. I'm not talking about them yet. However, what I am saying is, in the comparison range that this product sits, do you have another plugin that you like just as much? Or even lots of people say, why the hell do you keep talking about these products at $150, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you talk about the stock plugins? Well, the stock plugins are just that. They are stock plugins, and they are there, and they've probably been talked about to death. And sometimes I think it's unfair to do an A/B comparison for something you buy and versus something that's already in stock. However, that does make for a good comparison sometimes, because sometimes the plugins that come in the software, the DAW, are just as good as the ones that you purchase, and there's no doubt about that. And probably at some point, I think I will just do that. I think I'll just pull up any plugin, I don't know, the Waves SSL plugin, and just what it sounds like against the normal stock plugins. So maybe we'll do that in the future. Okay, that's me. Enough talking. I'll see you guys later. As I said, subscribe, share, like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.